Hey YouTube, so before I get into the main point of this video, I'd first like to thank all of my new subscribers and followers on Twitter. This video is actually for one of those new subscribers and followers. This person asked me to keep them anonymous because they felt a little silly asking their question, but they really wanted to know. They sent me a personal message on Twitter. Which, other subscribers, totally feel free to do that. I don't really check YouTube messages because that keeps on moving around. So, yeah, totally feel free to send me things on Twitter, which I always put in the description. But anyway, this person said, I feel kind of stupid for asking this question, but how do you recognize people? Do you use voice or, how accurate is that? Well, it can be fairly accurate depending on how well you know the person. I have some friends who are just amazing. Like, they remember every voice they've ever heard, even the slight nuances for people who sound similar. I am not that person. If I hang out with you regularly, or if we're, just fairly close, even if I haven't seen you for a while, I'll probably remember your voice out of familiarity. But there are a lot of people who come up to me who I might have only met once, and yes, we exchanged names, but, they'll be like, oh, hey, Lily, and I'll have no idea who they are, and often I feel very awkward asking because, they're usually super excited to see me, so I'm like, wow, I don't want to burst their bubble and not, ask who they are and let them know that I have no idea who I'm speaking to. And, it doesn't necessarily mean that I don't remember you, it's just, there are so many voices I go through my life meeting, and if we don't speak regularly, then, how do you expect me to remember you? The thing that I find most entertaining is that the people whose voices I know, or who have, distinct voices for one reason or another, they'll see me and they'll be like, hey, Lily, it's Ashley or Bob, and, I already know who they are, and the people who, again, I only met once, they'll just come up to me excitedly and, just think that I know who they are. I feel like I've covered this in another video, but it was probably mixed in with a bunch of other rambling things. So, this video is just totally dedicated to that. I have a friend who, I believe he has an aunt who's visually impaired or legally blind. And so one day he, actually, I think it was last week, he was like, how do you know that it's me? My aunt, well, he's like, okay, I get how you know it's me, because so every time he sees me, he gives me a bear hug. He's like, Lily, and I know to prepare myself. Or he'll just kiss me on the cheek or on the top of my head. I think he views me as a younger sister, and that's cool. So I always know it's him, and his cologne is pretty distinct. But he said his aunt just always recognizes him, even when he doesn't say anything. You could just walk into a room, and I'm like, it's probably your cologne, or you'd have to ask her specifically, because everyone has their own methods. But for me, yeah, it's definitely by voice. I've never been able to really make out facial features of people, standing in front of them. I used to be able to do pictures, but as I said in my rambling about sophomore year, my vision has worsened a touch. Has worsened some over the past few months. So yeah, my picture viewing has worsened. But in case anyone asks about that, I have a couple of friends who I usually just ask for descriptions, and I love how unbiased they can be. But anyway, so yeah, I basically, listen out for the voices, and if anyone I know watches this or anyone sees me in the street, don't expect me to know who you are. It's very disconcerting. Some people, I kind of categorize their voices. Let's say I know Joe from work, and then I see Joe, I don't know, at school, and Joe's like, hey, and I know Joe's voice in the context of work, but in school I'm like, who the hell is this, so that's about it. I think this video is under 5 minutes. Whoa, what's going on? Super short videos. But yeah, I hope you appreciate it, and I hope I keep getting more subscribers. I hope this my content is interesting enough, and it appears that way. Please feel free to comment and either tell me things you like, you don't like, things you want me to answer. Even if it's super embarrassing, I'll do my best. And yeah, all right, have a good night.